Hello, everybody. This is Ben Mueller. I'm the owner and CEO of Growing Circle and wanted to do a little video about myself and my background because we've got new countries that are coming on. Guinea, Ghana's coming up here very quickly. We're already in Nigeria. We're looking at Kenya, Uganda, South Africa. I mean, a lot of different countries, and I get messaged a lot. I mean, daily I'm talking to people in Growing Circle, right? And one of the common questions is, what is your background? And I know we've got this in our Growing Circle magazine that's just getting published. I love that. It looks beautiful, and I know I've done a few videos about this before, but I wanted to give you a solid introduction to myself and what this is all about, right? So I grew up in West St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay, this is in the northern part of the United States. Very cold. During the summer, it's awesome. A ton of lakes, a lot of fishing. The Vikings are there, right? The Minnesota Vikings, which is the U.S. football in the NFL, and a big fan of those guys, obviously. But grew up in West St. Paul, Minnesota. Played hockey, played football, played baseball, then went into college and played football, and I majored in accounting and Spanish, and went and lived in Costa Rica for a year through a program through the university. And long story short, I went into the accounting profession. And I did international accounting for about 17 years. I was a controller at several different places. And a controller is you've got the CFO and you've got the controller, right? The controller is basically the head of the accounting department. And you have everything to do with all pieces of accounting. And I did that for 17 years. And what I realized through those 17 years is two things. Number one is I'm an extrovert. I love people. I love talking to people. I love being with people. And in accounting, you're kind of in your own little world, right? And so it didn't mesh with me, right? Secondly, what I realized, and maybe more importantly, is I don't want to work for anybody else. The way the world is set up is that you work for 40, 50 years, and for the most part, people die poor. And only the top echelon of people, the top 3%, are the ones that control about 80% of the wealth. That's not how it should be. I don't believe God put us down here to be slaves for other people. And so in 2004, I was introduced to network marketing. And the funny thing is, in high school, I was 18 or so, and a buddy of mine was in Amway, and he invited me over for dinner one night. And what did he do? He brought out the flip chart, right? He started going through the flip chart, and I was like, I had a bad impression about what network marketing was, right? Until 2004, when a friend of mine, I just got done with a back surgery, said, Ben, I think you should look at this product. It might help you. And I got involved, and I was still doing international controllership, putting in about 5 hours a week. That's all I had. And it took 4 years of consistent effort to get to a point where I was able to walk away from the corporate accounting career, right? And that was in 2008. So I was with Life Force International for about 11 and a half years. I had a great set of products. I brought the company over to Africa. I brought it over to Nigeria, and it did very well for the first 3 months. Then the founder of Life Force passed away. And when that happened, there was a mass exodus out of the company, out of the US side, and went from making a lot of money down to very little. It took about a year and a half, but the subsidy, the business in Africa went down as well, right? Because people lost belief. Network marketing is about belief. So it took about a year and a half to get to that point, but in January of 2016, basically in May of 2015, is when things started to go the wrong way. It was kind of the end of that time. And I was starting to think about, okay, here's this market in Africa. And I really, really, really came to respect the type of network marketers you are over there, right? Why? Because in the US, it drives me nuts. This is why I love building internationally, but people are spoiled, right? There's a lot of laziness. And so when someone says in the United States, I want to build a business, uh, the majority of the time they're not willing to do what it takes to build a business, right? But in places like Nigeria, Ghana, down in Latin America, in places where maybe the job market is not as solid, okay, people treat their businesses with respect and professionalism, and they grow quickly. So I was like, how can I bring good things to this market? My whole intention with Life Force Africa was to bring a business and a beautiful product, set of products to the Nigerian people, right? But for whatever reason, and God only knows, and it always works out the way it's supposed to, it was to pave the road for Growing Circle. It was to pave the road for Growing Circle. Three of the network marketers that I met in Fusion Africa um, brought in about 80% of the people. And it was natural for me to go to those people and say, listen, Tycoon, Martina, for real, can you help me establish a new business in Nigeria? And then we want to branch out into the rest of Africa and wherever else it'll take us. And I developed the platform of Growing Circle, which is a buy and sell platform. Then it was, okay, what products can we bring into this? Okay, then it was, let's create the Growing Circle store and expand on that, right? So Life Force Africa was the impetus of Growing Circle. And so while I'm the CEO of Growing Circle, and basically I just love talking with everybody. I love being part of it. And one of these days, I'm going to get over there. I've got a medical condition that prohibits me from traveling long distances. I get blood clots in my legs. So I'm working with a doctor to try and find a solution with that. But I want to get over there at some point because there's so many of you. I want to hug all of you. But there's so many of you I've met online and have great conversations with every day, and you guys are doing amazing over there, right? So to get back to the background part, I'm a network marketer. That's what I love doing. I've got an accounting business where I've got 5 or 6 clients because I do love accounting. I'm an extrovert, but I love the puzzle part of it. But then I've got Fusion. So when Life Force went down, I hung on as long as possible. I was trying to help the company. They put me on the board. It just wasn't working out. And I got together with 5 other professional network marketers, and that's how we found Fusion. So Fusion's a $100 million company that just launched into the US. It's out of Latin America, Lima, Peru. Beautiful products, absolutely awesome products, great price points. And being that I speak Spanish, it was a natural fit. So here I am, I'm growing, I'm one of the top leaders in the US um, for Fusion. So I've got my accounting business going that I've got 5, 6 clients. I've got my Fusion business going, and I've got my Growing Circle business going. And I've got my reps over there that help me expand it and grow it. And now we're venturing into Ghana and Guinea and these other countries like I've mentioned before. It's amazing. God is good. Guys, God puts things in front of us, right? He puts opportunities in front of us, and it's up to us to take them. And it's up to us to take the steps. But the whole point that I wanted to end up with was we're one big family. I know I'm thousands of miles away from you guys, right? But we are one big family. We are growing this together. One thing that I've learned being an owner and being as a consultant and being in the network marketing industry is you don't want to be a company that does not build a bridge between the company and the members. I've seen that, and it doesn't work because it's 2 different entities. My belief is we are one entity. You're going to tell me what you need, what you want. And my job is to try and provide that. My job is to try and adapt to the markets, not have the market adapt to what I think it should be. That's pure ego, and it doesn't work. That's why Growing Circle has been one of the fastest growing network marketing companies in the history of Nigeria. It's crazy. It's crazy what's happened, but it's all by design, right? So anyways, this went on for a long time. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on myself. I went and got an MBA in 2002, a master's in business with an international emphasis, where we learned about how to deal with different cultures. That's why having my reps there, Tycoon, Martina for real, the other leaders that are plugged into the culture and understand the culture and can help me understand it also, right? So, I've got degrees, I've got a lot of education, I've got a lot of experience, I've had a lot of success, and my goal is to. I read a statement about 10 years ago. No, 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 no. It was probably about 12 years ago now, and it said that the wealthiest people in the world, and wealth could be money, it could be joy, it could be happiness, are the ones that help the most people. Bottom line. If you want to have wealth, and if that means happiness or money or whatever it means, it's about affecting people on a mass scale, right? And that's the whole reason Growing Circle exists. Obviously, I'm in it for business too. I want to have abundance for my family. I've got, you know, four children plus one. We just got my little brother, my wife's little brother, that stays with us a lot. So we got five kids, and I want abundance for them. But I want abundance. It starts with abundance for you guys, right? And the goal of Growing Circle is to be around for decades to come and to continue to grow. It's interesting with Fusion that I get to work with Randy Gage. If you don't know who Randy Gage is, go look him up. But he's my second sponsor, and I get to work with him all the time. And there's so many people that want to have that quick hit, right? They want to get in, they want to make a bunch of money, and whatever. And nothing ever comes for free. Nothing, anything of value, it never comes at a small price tag. It's a big price tag, and it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes the development of the vision. See, unfortunately, in your market, I've seen this a lot where companies come in and they just try to throw something together and throw it up against the wall and try and make as much money as possible and then ditch. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to be around forever. I want my kids to be helping running this thing when they're older. I want their kids. I want your kids to be part of it and their kids to be part of it. This is about a long-term vision, right? So I appreciate everybody that's been in Growing Circle so far and everything you guys have done and all of you that are going to be coming into this thing as the years go on. I hope this gave you a little bit of background on myself and something that maybe you can even share with people. Hey, this is the CEO of Growing Circle. He's not an untouchable person. One of the reasons that I open myself up on Facebook and everything is because I'm a very transparent person. I don't want to sit behind some computer or some wall and just be a picture in a magazine. Heck no. I want to get to know people. I want to have fun. I want to develop friendships, right? So anyways, I gotta just keep talking. Have a great day, everybody. Take it easy. Love you all. Thank you. From my family also. Take it easy.